Welcome to NK Toco Sports. We are here at Vandalia Butler High School where the Minster Wildcats take on the Fort Laramie Redskins. Tonight's game is sponsored by Minster Bank, Schmierman Pharmacy, Keyhole Pizza, New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental Care, West Staff, Hometown Opportunity, Lamb's Insurance Agency, 21st Century Kitchens, American Trim, PSG Automotive Outfitters, Seiss Incorporated, Carriage Works, Wilson Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Francis Furniture, Grand Lake Health, Moran's Refrigeration, NKT Productions, and First National Bank. Our sponsors bringing you tonight's regional final game here at the Student Activity Center at Vandalia High School. Along with Jeff Henson, I'm Dave Kanacki, where we have the Minster Wildcats taking on the Fort Laramie Redskins. Fort Laramie on the season, 22-5. They were first place in the Shelby County League, 11-1. This is their first regional final since a couple years ago, looking for their first state appearance in 3 years. And they defeated Covington in a very low-scoring game, 32-27. Minster, 23-3. They've won 9 in a row. They're looking for their first state appearance since 2010. They had a little easier time as they dominated Tri-Village in the regional semi. But, Jeff, both these teams, offense didn't really click for either team on Thursday night.
No, it didn't. You mentioned Minster dominating Tri-Village. It was a little bit closer than that throughout the most, but Minster pulled away. Their defense was the key, but their offense struggled. Didn't score a field goal in the fourth quarter, but took care of the game, but really didn't do much after halftime. Had a big lead at half and really had difficulty in scoring the basketball. I think only 8 points in the second half. Again, you need to be consistent offensively. The defense is always solid. Said that again, but offensively, you can't take breaks against good quality teams, and it's a game of inches, and a shot here or there that doesn't drop can be a big break for the other team at the other end if they can convert. And again, it should be a very exciting game. These teams you mentioned know each other very well. No surprises that they're really in this position again this far in tournament trail.
Minster and Fort Laramie with the chance to go to state. We'll be back with the starting lineups when we return here on NK Toco Sports.
Minster Dental Care continues to offer advanced dental technology in a state-of-the-art facility. Our professional team offers experience in general dentistry and orthodontics, including services such as CERA and wireline orthodontics. Board-certified pediatric dentist Dr. Philip Slankowski ensures our littlest patients have a positive, safe, and a comfortable experience. We are unconditionally committed to excellence in everything we do.
We knew that we could use Hometown Opportunity as an avenue to reach out to people, not just in this community, but across the state.
Hometown Opportunity was my saving grace, honestly.
We viewed it as a great resource for us to get the word out about our company.
I saw all the commercials, billboards, and I thought, just give it a shot, why not? And they offered me a photography job on the spot, which was thrilling because I've been searching for months.
The Hometown Opportunity website definitely makes that connection.
Welcome back. They're doing the non-starters first for Fort Laramie, and then they'll go into the starters and do the same for Minster. And Fort Laramie 22-5 overall, 11-1 in the Shelby County League. They've won 17 of their last 18 games since Christmas. The only loss they had in that stretch was against Russia in the second last regular season game. Coach Siegel in her 19th year, 385 wins currently. They're looking to go back to state for the first time in 3 years.
You make it sound like that's an eternity. Some schools never get there. They've just missed it for 3 years now.
Now the starters. For 12, Kennedy Gephardt, 5'5" sophomore, averages 8 points a game. Taylor Ratterman, 7 points a game for the 5'5" sophomore. Patty Meyer, 5'5" senior. Abby Holdhouse, 5'10" senior, averages 7 points a game. Marissa Myring, their leading scorer, just under 10 points a game for the 5'9" sophomore. Head coach Carlos Siegel, assisted by Courtney Paul, Jason Shadow, and Phil Barhorst. Now they'll do the non-starters for Minster. Minster's won 9 in a row, looking for their first state appearance since 2010. This is their 12th straight winning season. they have actually not lost to any Division IV teams this year. The only losses this year were to Elyria Catholic and Versailles and Anna, and we were talking before, Elyria Catholic and Versailles will actually meet in the state semifinal, and they both won today.
And Anna had a nice run
Yes.
this season as well, so quality opponents.
So Minster started out 12-0, they lost 3 of 5, and they've won 9 straight since that time. A very deep team for Minster under Coach Wiss in his second year as head coach. Now the starters. Number 3, Allie Fisher, a 5'8" senior, averages 4 points a game. Number 4, Ivy Wolf, a 5'8" freshman, just under 10 a game. Back in the lineup tonight after missing on Thursday, Taylor Kogi, a 6'2" senior, 7 points a game. Now the leading scorer, Courtney Pranger, a 6'2" junior, 12 points a game. And Damaris Wolf, a 5'9" junior, averages 8 points a game. Head coach Mike Wiss, assisted by Darren Goodwin, Nan Steck-Scholey, and Shelley Wolf. So again, the starters for the Wildcats: Fisher, Wolf, Kogi, Pranger. And for the Redskins, Gephardt, Ratterman, Meyer, Holdhouse, and Meyerine for Coach Siegel. Jeff, you look around here, great crowd here. Of course, Minster and Fort Laramie is going to represent themselves well. They're fan, but we've been seeing a lot of people in the area at this game, all around this area for this big game.
Definitely a state championship atmosphere here with a lot of surrounding communities all interested in this game. They know the teams very well. As you mentioned, a lot of other schools here supporting this game as well, and a fine turnout here at Vandalia Butler, the Student Activity Center. And someone's going home a loser tonight, the other one's going home. It's tough to call them a loser. I would say someone's not going to win the game tonight because both these teams are high-quality season, high-quality programs. One team's going to go to Columbus next week.
Tip is controlled by the Wildcats as Pranger got the tip. Wildcats in their white uniforms with black and orange trim. Fort Laramie in their black uniforms with red trim. Taylor Kogi back in the lineup after missing on Thursday. Gives the ball up to Fisher. Man-to-man pressure defense as you would expect from Fort Laramie. Wolf all the way over to her sister Damaris, down to Kogi, and it'll be a travel.
Pretty solid defense again, and they get inside, a little bit of contact there, which we expect, and the turnover, the first of the game.
Full court pressure being applied by the Wildcats. They back off into a man-to-man. Fort Laramie won a 32-27 game over Covington, a very low-scoring defensive game. Coach Siegel mentioned to us they need to improve their movement on offense. And there's a drive to the basket and the foul as Kennedy Gephardt will be shooting 2.
Ivy Wolf, the 5'8" freshman, picks up her first foul, team first. Gephardt, a pretty good free throw shooter for the Redskins, a 76%. Didn't maybe have the offensive game she would like to have had, Dave, in the semifinal game, which many of her teammates struggled offensively, but they're looking for her to get on track tonight.
Winner of this game will play 3 o'clock on Thursday at Columbus against the winner Waterford, who's number 1, and Fairfield Christian Academy, who's number 5 ranked team. They're playing Pickerington right now as Gephardt hits both of them. Drive by Wolf, a little too far under. Rebound by Holdhouse. Pass up ahead, tipped away by Wolf, but she tipped it just enough. It went up our Gephardt. Turnover gives it the Wildcats.
Each team now with a turnover. Again, we expect the defense to be a big part of this contest, and so far it's proven to do so as we're under minutes ago, but both these teams are giving up very few points on the season. Both teams give up just 34 points on defense.
Fisher with the 3. Too strong. Jump ball and the rebound. All in possession will give it to the Redskins.
Yeah, 34 points, Dave. You give up just 34 points a game, you're going to be in a lot of games. You're going to have a chance to win a lot of games, and both these teams have done just that. And their defenses usually force the enemy into some rushed plays where they force the long pass, gives the back row defense a chance to step in the passing lane, create the steal.
And there'll be a travel or a double dribble there on Meyering.
back-to-back turnovers for the Redskins. So after the 2 free throws, Dave, they've not yet to get a shot off on offense.
Talk about their defensive averages. Their offensive average very similar to Minster 52, Fort Laramie 51. So very similar. And Pranger is wide open on the lob play. Missed assignment.
A nice entry pass from Damaris Wolf, the wing, and a lot of room for Pranger to run it down. Another turnover.
Steal by Damaris Wolf. Ivy Wolf across the timeline. Down low, Kogi and in. Points off the turnover, gives Minster the lead.
2 times now the Minster offense has been able to get it inside to Pranger and Kogi. Those are high percentage shots, and both the girls, Pranger and Kogi, cash in for 4 unanswered points.
Gephardt gives it out to Ratterman. Taylor drives, will have to pull it back out. Holdhouse gives it back to Ratterman. 5:43 here, first quarter. Meyer will reset it. Meyerine, Holdhouse. Man-to-man defense by the Wildcats. Both these teams will probably play man-to-man the whole game. It's their usual defense. And now Fort Laramie is operating very far away from the basket.
That's been all outside the perimeter there. Nothing really inside. They'll try to reset here and break down the Minster defense.
A little collision in the lane. Meyerine tries to drive on Pranger. Tries to hand it back to Myers, able to get it.
A little bit of an elbow there for space.
And an offensive foul on Hattie Meyer.
Not that she threw the elbow, Dave, but she used it to kind of gain distance, and that's a turnover and foul, the first foul against Fort Laramie.
Kenzie Holster, number 22, 5'11 freshman in the game for the Redskins. She averages 8 points a game. Redskins a very balanced attack. They have 5 players between 7.1 and 9.8. Try to be a pass to Kogi, stolen away by Meyerine.
Good defense by the Redskins. They need to try to get a shot at the basket here.
Gephardt contact, no foul. Gets her own shot back.
Okay. He called an attempt. She kind of just put her head down, went right at it.
And they'll call a jump there as Pranger reaches around and ties up Meyerine. That'll give it to Minster.
5th Fort Laramie turnover, so they've, other than if you want to call that shot by Gephardt, where she kind of just ran into the defense and tried to get something up in the air, they've not had a quality look at the basket in about 3 or 4 trips.
A couple substitutions, number 20, Dana Rose in the game, and number 22, Jessica Falk in for Minster. Also number 40, Janae Hoying, the freshman, in for the Wildcats. Wolf sets up the offense, tries to work off the screen through the lane. Trying to look down low to Pranger. There's a long lob. Pranger catch and is fouled on the shot.
Well, they've twice going into Pranger. She's had a lot of room. They brought everybody over, and she sealed and had the whole backside of the right side open. A nice pass, and she's fouled in the act of shooting.
Pranger verbally committed to Xavier after next year. Averages 12 points a game.
64% from the free throw line.
Misses the first one as a team. Very good foul shooting for the Wildcats as they shoot 71%. Pranger just had 5 points in the semifinal game.
Had all them in the third quarter.
Hits the second. Stretches the lead to 3. 5-2 on our First National Bank scoreboard.
So
First National Bank, think first.
5 unanswered points for the Wildcats.
Redskins having some trouble in the backcourt. Coach Siegel with the timeout. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors, Grand Lake Health, Moran's Refrigeration, Carriage Works, Francis Furniture, Wilson Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Cy Schwierman Incorporated, NKT Productions, New Knoxville Supply Company, Minster Bank, WKKI K94, Minster Dental Care, Hometown Opportunity, American Trim, PSG Automotive Outfitters, 21st Century Kitchens, Schwierman Pharmacies, Keyhole Pizza, West Staff, and Lamb's Insurance Agency. And on our first National Bank scoreboard, Minster with a 5-2 lead.
Again, the defenses have proven to make a statement here for Minster. They've already caused 5 Fort Laramie turnovers, and Fort Laramie's only taken one shot from the field, and that was Gephardt's last attempt, where she basically ran into probably Prenger. So real no true jump shots as of yet, just 2 free throws and another turnover.
Pass goes through the hands of Holscher. Hoying comes up with it. Wolf will kick it to Damaris Wolf with the 3.
You can see that coming in rhythm. She had nice hops in her feet, caught the ball in rhythm, a nice stroke. 8 unanswered points for the Wildcats.
Gebhardt with a breakaway layup and in.
It looks easy, but those are sometimes the hardest shots to make, knowing you're open, but you've got a host of defenders coming down, and she was able to soften the shot and scored her 4th point, and that was a much-needed basket for the Redskins.
Cuts the lead in half, 8-4. Ivy Wolf trying to find a place to drive. In some traffic and is tied up. That'll turn it over to the Redskins.
3rd Minster turnover, good defense by the Redskins. And Ivy Wolf, a crafty point guard, just a freshman, but boy, she's very creative with the dribble, can create a lot of things off the dribble.
Several substitutions. We'll reset the lineups here. For Minster, you have Kogi, Falk, Fisher, Hoying, and Damaris Wolf. For the Redskins, you have Holscher. Inbounding it, you have Rassman, Gebhardt, Meyer, and Meyering against this full court pressure. Meyer back to Holscher. Holscher, just a freshman, can handle that basketball at 5'11".
Yeah, that's a nice talent to have, can create some huge mismatch problems with the other team's defender. You put some small on her to defend up front, or have someone big to defend her underneath. So it's nice craft to have if you can handle the basketball at any size.
Gebhardt gives it back to Meyer. Holscher against Falk. Pair of 22s. Holscher back to Rassman, stolen away. Pass ahead to Hoying. She'll have to pull it back.
Kept her hand on top for the most part, avoided the turnover.
There's a reach in on the pass. Underneath, that foul will be on 43, Alyssa Rassman.
Got herself caught right behind the defender, Kogi, I believe it was, and so tempting to see the ball coming in, but when you're directly behind the offensive player, very difficult to try to defend it without being called for a foul, and that's her first team's 3rd for the Redskins.
Wolf will lob it to Kogi, and 1. Oh, before the shot, they call it travel.
4th Minster turnover, but that's also about the 3rd or 4th time in the first quarter already. Minster's been able to throw an entry pass, a lob pass into one of the post players, whether it be Prenger or in this case, Kogi. Luckily for the Redskins, Kogi shuffled her feet.
As you have Prenger and Ivy Wolf back in. Prenger and Kogi, both of them 6'2". Minster also has Toby, 6 foot, probably one of the tallest Division IV girls teams around. Trying to take advantage of that height, and right now the subs continue to come. We'll just check them as we go along.
You mentioned the height, the 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2" frames. On the other hand, Fort Laramie 5'10", 5'11", Kenzie Holscher and Abby Holdhouse 5'10", 5'11", but other than that, Minster can create some huge problems, and they're trying to exploit that, and those are the type of passes a lot of times people get picked off when they're cross court.
Blocked by Prenger, not able to keep it. Prenger looked to be open on the pass by Holdhouse, or I should say Myron looked to be open, but a nice defense there by Prenger.
Yeah, she got the shot blocked, avoid the foul, and again, that's something the Redskins, I'm sure, have on their mind when they have a shot attempt on the interior. And
Myron picked it right before the midcourt stripe. In a little trouble. It's hands it to Meyer. Coming up on 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Minster up 8-4.
Just 3 field goal shots for the Redskins so far here in the first 6 minutes of the first quarter.
Ratterman splits defenders and gets the roll.
Nice move by the sophomore. Again, one of the easier shots or better looking shots they've had.
Hoying for the 3. Rebound Redskins. Outlet pass to Ratterman, double team. Almost a double dribble there, Holscher through the lane and gets her own rebound, another chance for the Redskins.
Excellent drive by Holscher. Unfortunately, she couldn't finish, but kept it alive.
And there's a pass that will go out of bounds and another turnover on the Redskins.
8 turnovers. Luckily for the Redskins, Dave, they're down 2 points. those are opportunities. They did get a good drive from Holscher, basically coast to coast, but can't take advantage of the second chance.
You don't want any turnovers, but those are the turnovers that aren't going to hurt you. They go out of bounds. You don't have the defense that can score a basket.
Really?
That some of them turned into.
I think we've only had probably one bucket in transition, and that was Gephardt's one where she went in for Fort Loramie. Minster did, I think, have one in somewhat transition, yes.
Kogi to Pranger, and the two post players convert for the basket.
Pranger matches her output scoring from last game. 5 points already here in the first quarter. You mentioned the assist from the other 6'2" player, Taylor Kogi, for the Wildcats.
Dana Rose gives it up to Holscher. Under a minute, first quarter. Loramie down by 4. Holscher spin through the lane. Too strong. Pranger with the board. Minster always pushing the tempo when they can. Hoying drives baseline. Reverse layup. That will go too high. It was a good idea trying to do the reverse layup, but
yeah, nothing wrong with that. Just a little aggressive with the shot. Right idea. Some people think they'll say it a wild shot, but I think it was a really nice move and just too strong on the attempt.
Number 21, Danielle Barhorst in the game. Her first
she hit
action.
a big three-pointer in the semifinal game, and looking at the stat sheet, she was not known, if you will. That was her second made three-pointer of the season.
And a 5-second call, as Fort Loramie not able to inbound it.
As bad as it sounds, it's their 9th turnover. At least they don't throw it away underneath Minster's basket. It's 5-on-5 right here, the final 35 seconds.
Wolf shot rolls off. Stolen, Kogi in. So Seal off the rebound, results in the basket for the Minster. Full court breakaway by Myring. Fort Loramie, there's it goes out of bounds there. Fort Loramie a couple times when they've broken the pressure, they've converted a layup.
They have, and it's odd. You know, they've got 10 turnovers and they're down by 4 points. They've not looked real good on offense, but they've taken advantage of some of those breakdowns on the press. And although Minster's not been very good with the basketball either, Dave, 6 turnovers for the Wildcats, so it's not like Minster's playing a clean first quarter either.
See Toby checking the lineup to replace Pranger with the last 14 seconds of this first quarter.
Toby, another girl, 6 feet 1 inches tall, another lengthy athlete.
Pass to Holscher to Ratterman. 9 seconds. On to 6 seconds. Rose will have to do something with it. Turnaround, Holscher tries to put it up. That will end the first quarter. On the First National Bank scoreboard, Minster 12, Fort Loramie 8. We'll be back with quarter number 2 here on NK Telco Sports.
American Trim's story started in 1951, and our long family legacy continues today. We are a third-generation family-owned business with locations in Sydney and Walpock, and we're hiring for manufacturing positions on first, second, and third shifts. Part-time and full-time positions are available for entry-level and skilled individuals. Please apply at www.amtrim.com or in person. American Trim is a proud sponsor of high school sports and our communities. Come be part of our story.
PSG Automotive Outfitters, your truck accessory headquarters.
1 quarter in the books here at this regional final. Minster with a 4-point lead.
Well, neither team's playing great basketball. Minster's not shooting bad, 5 of 10 from the field, but they've committed 6 turnovers. Fort Loramie just 3 of 10 from the field, but they've committed 10 turnovers, so both teams giving up scoring opportunities.
Minster's offense has definitely been focused around their tall post players.
Pranger with 5 points, Taylor Kogi with 4, and a 3-pointer from Damaris Wolf. That's been their offense, but he said, yeah, much of that coming from the big players.
Wolf's shot was actually partially blocked, and then there's a turnover traveling in the backcourt on Fort Loramie.
Another turnover for the Redskins. Tough break. They get a good defensive stop on Ivy Wolf, but then give it right back on their 11th turnover of the game.
Wolf into Toby. Springer back in the lineup. Just took a short break at the end of the first quarter. Tries to get it to Toby, and we have an offensive foul on the Wildcats.
Paige Toby called for the push-off, it looks like, Dave, trying to gain a little bit of space or freedom. Her first foul, Minster's second.
It's the fourth time these two teams have matched up in tournament in the last 15 years. 2 years ago, they met here at regional semi. Fort Laramie won that game, ended up losing the regional finals. 2011, they met at Springfield in the regional semi. Fort Laramie won that game. Fort Laramie lost in the finals, state finals that year. And in 2004, Minster defeated Fort Laramie in this regional final. They won state there in 2004. Shot missed by the Redskins.
Gephardt with the drive and got a look. It maybe wasn't the best shot she could have gotten, but she did get a shot off. Right now stuck on Prenger, a little bit of a mismatch there size-wise. They will switch back. There we go. Holdhouse now back on Prenger.
Last couple of possessions, Prenger's been outside the arc. Now she goes underneath in the lane against this tough Fort Laramie defense. Minster are primarily a post-type team. They will hit some threes when needed. So they have 5 in the game on the regional semifinal game. They have 9 and 8 in other games. And I believe they called a 5-second call.
Count turnover, the 7th turnover for the Wildcats.
It's a good defense being played by Fort Laramie. Minster now backs off the press a little bit.
Well, a few times, as you mentioned, when Fort Laramie's been able to break it down, that's been their best offense. When it's 5-on-5, they struggle to get quality jump shots off.
Meyer, defended by Damaris Wolf, close to 5-second count. Able to give it to Holdhouse. Abby passes it, stolen away by Ivy Wolf to Prenger. Prenger trying to move the drive to the basket, rolls off. Rebound Raspin. Opportunity by the boards for the Wildcats.
Pretty nice move by Prenger, a little crossover dribble, left-handed shot. Would have been one of those oh my nice shots if it would have gone, but it doesn't.
There's a double dribble by Ratterman.
13 turnovers.
Falk, also Kogi and Fisher in for Coach Wiss. A very deep bench. He'll play 9, 10. The other night he had 8 players score. And very deep. It's just a matter of how deep he wants to go. He could go even deeper when needed.
Try to find the right combination, and right now, if you can find someone that can score, be a scoring threat, knock down shots, I'm pretty sure they're going to be on the court playing most of the time, as each team's defense has been very solid.
Pass to Prenger, rolls off. Kogi with the rebound, lose it as underneath. Pass way ahead to Gephardt as she sees it, catches it, stops, and is fouled. Heads up play there by Hattie Meyer. She threw it ahead. Gephardt didn't even realize it was coming, but somebody yelled, she caught it, got fouled, will shoot 2.
Personal foul on the Wildcats, Allie Fisher, her first, team's third. Gephardt 2 of 2 on the night. She made her first 2 free throws of the game, the first points of the game.
It's the first. Kendra Thien, number 23 in the game for the Wildcats. Myring 42 and Holscher 22 return for the Redskins. We've been stuck on 12-8 for a while, and that free throw broke it.
Coach Siegel mentioned Kennedy Gephardt, hoping she could pick it up on the offensive end. Right now has 5 points, and Minster has not scored this half, or this quarter.
Through traffic, Thien with the rebound, misses the shot, goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Wildcats.
A couple looks here for the Wildcats, and nearly 3 minutes gone in this second quarter. They've missed all 5 of their field goals.
Haven't been able to get any open threes, and Paul having a hard time as he ends up throwing it away and then fouls.
Well, it seemed like an eternity that she had the ball out of bounds, and it results in a turnover and a foul now for the Wildcats in favor of the Redskins.
Point I was trying to make is Minster's trying to go down low, but they haven't been able to hit they haven't been open on their shots from the outside either due to the Redskin defense.
Fisher picks up her second foul. Back-to-back personals against Allie Fisher.
So she will take a seat on the bench. Janae Hoyne checks back in. Now defending Meyer. Meyer across the timeline. Hoyne causing her all kinds of trouble. Meyer able to get away with it. The Redskins escape that. Almost a turnover. Meyering. Now the wing Gephardt.
Illegal screen.
No, I have a foul on Minster.
It could have been on the screen where I believe Kogi just too physical trying to fight through the screen. Sometimes it goes against the screener. They'll call it moving, but sometimes when the defense kind of displaces a screener, it goes against the girl that caused the contact. In this case, Taylor Kogi, her first foul, team's fifth.
She leaves in favor of Damaris Wolf. 4:44 here in the second quarter. Only 1 point so far in this quarter, and that was a free throw by Fort Laramie.
Again, both these teams in the semifinal game had similar offensive droughts, and I don't know the exact details. We did the game, and it just seemed like we mentioned the same thing, like it's been 3, 4, 5 minutes that anyone could score.
And I think the lower the scoring, the more that favors Fort Laramie. If Minster can get in space, they're undefeated when they score 42 points or more. They're 19-0. So, but right now the pace is favoring really the defense on either side, if you want to say it that way. As Thiem tries to drive back to Hoyne. Wildcats looking for their first points this quarter. Hoyne double dribbles.
Well, right now the offense is really out of sync. We've seen some turnovers such as that where, you know, they just don't make that in normal games where the defenses aren't maybe quite as aggressive. And here, that little bit of extra pressure, it's just really I think it's gotten normal players that don't make those type of mistakes causing those type of errors now.
Right, and that usually happens when they're ready to pass it and then somebody gets in the in the lane.
Like
they
you
have
said,
to do something.
It doesn't result in points for the Redskins. It's
Ratterman in some trouble, able to get it to Holdhouse. Holscher, and there's a tie-up. Good defense there by Thiem.
It'll stay with Fort Laramie, but
as Holscher was trying to pass it to Meyer, and she was open.
Yeah, if she maybe fakes high, throws low, skips by the Minster hands. Again, it seems like a lot of times when there's a lot of turnovers, the ball's passed from the face or the shoulder area, and that's right where a lot of 10 fingers might be in the way. And
Holdhouse in and out on the jumper.
Well, Holdhouse, her first attempt from the field. She's one of those scorers. That's her first shot that goes all but down, but bounces out, and the Wildcats avoid, or I should say, a one and done on offense for the Redskins.
Pass to Pranger, nice block by Kenzie Holscher.
Up in the air where the ball was at, avoids the contact. It will stay with Minster, but yeah, nice timing by Kenzie Holscher.
It's a good point, avoids the contact. In high school, you see a lot of blocks, and if there's any contact at all, there'll be a foul. And that was a great one-handed block.
By rule, it is a foul.
Yeah.
I mean, you go up and swat it from the air, but if you bang hips and lower body, that's a foul.
Where in college, it's not as much that. It's the first contact. Wolf is open and hits the shot.
Ivy Wolf, 1 of 3 on the field. Now all of her 3 shots have come here in the second quarter. Her first points of the game.
First points for the Wildcats this quarter. Shot by Meyering in.
Meyering, her second made basket on 3 attempts, and that answers Ivy Wolf's bucket. So back-to-back buckets for each team.
Pass to Damaris Wolf, and she is fouled. Good entry pass there by the younger sister, Ivy. And Damaris will shoot 2 shots.
Marissa Meyering, her first foul, team's 4th. Damaris, another good free throw shooter, the leading shooter on the team. It's her and Jessica Falk, both at 77%.
Holscher checks back in the lineup. We have 3:03 to go before halftime. This low-scoring first half.
3-2, the scoring advantage here in the second quarter. Make it 3-3 now as each team with 3 second quarter points.
Lead back to 4 by Minster. That was what there was at the quarter break, and a travel against the Redskins.
15 Fort Laramie turnovers.
Kogi back in the lineup. Jackson Center is the team that's advanced from this regional the last 2 years. They defeated Minster last year in this regional final. A bit of an upset. The year before they beat Fort Laramie, also a little bit of an upset. So both these teams trying to erase some bitter memories the last time they played in the regional finals. And we will have a foul on the drive by Wolf. Foul will be on Kennedy Gephardt.
Yeah, tough call there. The defender was in the driving lane, and yeah, she was moving, but a foul goes against number 12, Gephardt, her first, team's 5th.
Kogi trying to seal, and there's another block by Holscher. And we have a foul in the backcourt against Minster.
Well, that stops maybe a basket attempt in transition. So again, dead ball. It's going to be out of bounds as Damaris Wolf, I believe they said, committed the foul. Number 32, her first, team's 6th.
6 for Minster, 5 for Fort Laramie. So getting close to the 1-1 at 7. 2:42 to go.
Well,
Jeff mentioned both teams only scoring 3 this quarter, 3 points so far. Holscher across the timeline has a little trouble against Damaris Wolf. Gephardt will lob to Holscher. Kick out Ratterman. Now Gephardt.
Just cannot get any space, and it's tough to get a shot off if you've got a huge vertical or a quick release. Everything is contested, which sometimes you think if they're that tight, you could get something backdoor. Right now, neither team been able to really find a weakness.
Ratterman, shot was partially blocked. Rebound to Myring, and Myring at the right spot for the basket.
Second chance opportunity.
Pass to Pringer. Wolf with the rebound, blocked, but a foul. See, the foul is on, and I think it's on, it is on 23. Ratterman won. I thought it was on Holscher. That would have been her second.
Ratterman picks up her first foul, team 6th. Damaris Wolf, again, a good free throw shooter, 77% on the season. 1 of 2, now 1 of 3. So somewhat when it rains, it pours right now. Nothing that you can't take anything for granted. Usually high percentage shooters make the shots. Right now, she's been off a little bit.
Hits the second. Free throws are always tougher in a tournament setting like this. There's so much on the line. But she hits the second. Ball tipped out of bounds, will stay with the Redskins.
Even that pass, just a simple diagonal pass, really no spacing. Threw it maybe on the wrong side of Holscher. Threw it on the defensive side. It gets knocked out of bounds, but everything's been challenged. There's been very few casual passing catches.
Gephardt on the wing. Minute and a half, and she loses her footing, and it goes out of bounds.
Another turnover. You mentioned, well, why doesn't everyone play this style of defense? Well, to do this style of defense, you need athletes.
Yes.
And you need good coaching to make sure you play smart defense. Defenses can be hard, but you can make it harder on yourself by not doing it right. And both these teams, I want to say, make it about as easy as they can by playing smart defense, and they have the athletes, and they're deep. They can run people in and can fill those spots defensively without missing a beat.
Wolf drives, too strong. Rebound Holdhouse. Outlet pass is tied up. There's Wolf just reached out and tied up Holscher. That'll give it back to Minster.
17 Fort Laramie turnovers. 11 or 10 for Minster.
If you would have given just that stat, you would never guess it's just a three-point game. Wolf too strong. Meyer with the rebound and is fouled. And she'll go to the other end and shoot the 1-and-1.
Free throws, and each team will be in the bonus, but just 1:03 left. But I was thinking earlier, if you get some shots at the foul line, sometimes you can get your confidence back there where you're not being harassed. It's really the few times you can relax and concentrate without being distracted. Myring, 61% on the season from the free throw line, averages 9 points a game, 6 rebounds.
With the first 1-and-1 of the game.
Down there a long time in that bent knee position, comes up strong off the back of the iron.
Wolf setting the offense, trying to work off the screen by Kogi. Kogi tried to pass it underneath and will have a reach around foul.
Again, the pass on the defensive side looked like Toby, and unfortunately for the Wildcats, they're going to get a foul called against Holscher. Kenzie Holscher, her second foul, team 7th.
So Holscher will go to the bench with 2 fouls. Fisher's been on the bench with 2 fouls for Minster, and Paige Toby had some big points last game with the 1-and-1.
50% shooter on the season. These are big free throws.
Rolls off. Meyer with the rebound. Addie Meyer. Looks at the Ratterman. Fakes. Pulls up. Drains the 3. And we are tied.
Huge shot for Ratterman. Again, not a lot of spacing, but she's able to get the step, the hop, and get a quick release. Good bucket by the 5'6" sophomore.
Drive by Ivy Wolf, and she had a nice job of getting to the basket. She draws the foul. Foul on Holdhouse, her first. And Wolf is an excellent foul shooter.
Yeah, she steps to the line, 89%.
First in the MAC this year. Freshman who made first team All-MAC hits the first. Kennedy Gephardt in the game for the Redskins. Kendra Thien in for the Wildcats. Also on the first team of the MAC along with Wolf, Courtney Prenger and Taylor Kogi. Also first team All-League for Fort Laramie, Marissa Myron and Abby Holdhouse. A lot of recognition on the second and third teams as well. Shot way too strong, but Holdhouse is there for the rebound. Down to 8 seconds. Meyer down to 6, trying to make something happen. Gephardt will drive, contact, stolen away by Toby. We've played 1 half here at the regional final in a close ball game on our First National Bank scoreboard. Minster the 2-point lead, 18-16. We'll total up our numbers. Come back with the first half stats when we return here on NK Telco Sports.
Right here, Danielle wants to Colorado.
At 21st Century Kitchens, we know that every home has a style to go with it. From first-time homebuyers to families with the pitter-patter of little feet to teenagers taking over the kitchen, 21st Century has what you want, customizing the style, layout, and price point to fit your budget. Kitchens by Craftmade and quality cabinets, countertops by Wilson Art and Cambria, along with availability of granite, marble, and wood.
See what's in store behind the yellow door for your 21st Century Kitchen.
Schwiedemann Pharmacies began serving the people of Auglaize County in 1916 when Urban Schwiedemann purchased the building and business from J.H. Hoffman. The New Bremen location is one of the longest-running pharmacies in the country, with over 110 years of serving its patrons. Since then, 4 more stores have been added: Coldwater, St. Mary's, Minster, and Wapakoneta to round out the group. Our services include prescription refills, home medical equipment, nursing home services, customized compounded medication, vaccinations, and so much more.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
As a business owner, do you find yourself reviewing too many applications, or are you the job seeker filling out dozens of applications in an attempt to find employment? West Staff has been bridging the gap between employers and employees since 1988. Jobs range from manufacturing and clerical to specialized fields such as quality control and engineering. West Staff has the ability to operate as your company's entire HR department or simply payroll employees on a temp-to-hire basis. West Staff, your partner in business.
Welcome back. We're at halftime in this regional final between Minster and Fort Laramie. Minster with a 2-point lead. With the first half numbers, Mr. Jeff Enchin.
Thank you, Dave. Not a great shooting for either team. Minster just 6 of 27. Fort Laramie only 15 shots. They made 6. Each team with a 3-pointer. Minster attempted 3. Fort Laramie just the 1. Free throws, Minster's 5 of 9. Fort Laramie 3 of 5. Rebounding margin, the Wildcats with 10 and the Redskins with 16. Probably the bigger stat of the half, if you will. 18 turnovers for the Redskins, 10 for the Wildcats. So neither team taking care of the basketball, but you look at his 18 turnovers by the Redskins, they only get 15 shots off. Not a lot. Minster almost doubled up the attempts with 27, but could only make 6. So again, we talked about the offensive and the ability to score, and right now neither team really mastering that. The defenses are really creating a headache for the offenses.
Yeah, that we talked about a couple times. There's very few open shots. There's now shots in the lane, the post, it's always going to be tested. But there's only been a handful of open outside shots combined for both teams.
Yeah, and you know, look at the three-pointer by Fort Laramie from Rowderman. That was a quick step, hop move, and fortunate to get it off the way she did, but she hit it, and you know that's really.
Yeah, only three-point attempts by both teams. 1 for 1 for Fort Laramie, 1 for 3 for Minster. As Fort Laramie basketball, as we start this second half, the winner goes to state at the shot on Thursday night or Thursday afternoon. Ratterman to work around the perimeter. Drive by Gephardt in some trouble. They'll say it went off of Gephardt, and it'll be Minster basketball.
Rough start to the quarter, if you will. So another turnover, 19 now for the Redskins.
Very closely played first half. I think the biggest lead was 6 when Minster was up
Early
8-2.
Yep, so they answered off. Fort Laramie scored the first 2 points of the game, and Minster scored at least the next. You mentioned 8. It probably was, and then since that time, it's been back and forth.
Spin move by Kogi. She faked to her right, and a nice kiss off the glass from the left. I feel like the first few minutes of this game is going to be really critical. If anybody can open up a little bit of a lead.
Same thing we talked about in the semifinal game. If some offense can get a little warm, they could really open up some space on the scoreboard, but likewise in the semifinal game and even here, neither team really dominating on offense. And
Ratterman tries to drive. It goes off her foot. Check that. That was Gephardt with the drive.
2 possessions, 2 turnovers. Minster Wildcats leading them in the first half in scoring. It a few girls score here. Damaris Wolf with 5 points. Also Courtney Pranger with 5, 4 from Taylor Kogi, and 4 from Ivy Wolf.
Kogi now up to 6 with the basket of this half. 3 by Wolf.
Her second made 3-point shot of the game. She now has 8.
And a foul underneath the basket against Fort Laramie, so Minster will retain possession.
Abby Holthouse checking out, gets called for the personal foul, so could be a huge possession here. Already 3 points so far, and Minster looking to add on to it.
And turned it over, and now tied up in the backcourt, will give it back to Minster on the alternate possession.
So turnover for turnover, the third of the half for the Redskins.
And Minster's done that a lot in the backcourt. You have to think they must have saw something. Oh, they fixed that.
Foul goes on number 30. Courtney Pranger gets called for the foul.
Okay, the refs
But
consulted.
you're right, they did do that where they get the turnover and get it right back in the backcourt.
Yeah, it's like, I think that's part of their defensive game plan.
They don't give up, but sometimes think, oh, I got a turnover, good, I can go to the other end. Minster turns around and starts playing defense immediately.
Meyer against Fisher. Tries to give it to Raspin. She had cut the other way. It goes out of bounds, which was probably fortunate for Fort Laramie.
Saving it towards the enemy's basket with no one in front of it, somewhat dangerous. In a way, probably a good thing it rolled out of bounds.
But it'll be Minster ball. But first of all, we will have a timeout by Fort Laramie. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Again, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors for making this telecast possible. Grand Lake Health, Moran's Refrigeration, Carriage Works, Francis Furniture, Wilson Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Cy Schruderman, NKT Production, New Knoxville Supply Company, Minster Bank, WKKI, K94, Minster Dental Care, Hometown Opportunity, American Trim, PSG Automotive Outfitters, 21st Century Kitchens, Schwiedeman Pharmacies, Keyhole Pizza, Westaff, Lamb's Insurance Agency. And as I started to say before the timeout, Minster now with the ball with their biggest lead of the night at 7.
And they had the possession time before after the made 3 bucket point basket by Damaris Wolf. A chance on the foul to get more points. They turned it over. Fort Laramie can't take advantage of it as well. So now a zone defense, a 1-3-1. But Minster, like you said, Dave, a bucket here. Nice pass, heads
Fisher
up.
wide open, misses it. Rebound by Pranger and is tied up.
Heck of a pass by Ivy Wolf. That 1-3-1 zone defense, there's room to throw it. There's open people. It's a matter whether or not you're strong enough to get it there. Wolf kind of didn't advertise she was throwing it. Quick release, able to hit Fisher, who couldn't score, but it stays with the Reds or with the Wildcats
on the alternate possession. Wolf to Kogi. 2 minutes into the second half, Minster with a 7-point lead. Pranger, turnaround, too strong. Rebound Redskins.
Redskins yet to score. They were led in scoring in the first half by Marissa Myring.
Pass is stolen.
Myring with 6 points in the first half, but Fort Laramie already their 4th turnover here in the third quarter.
Wolf, another 3 attempt. Good rebound by Fisher. And she's open for the 3. We'll give it down to Pranger. She'll go across to Wolf. Pull up and is fouled.
Allie Fisher keeping this possession alive. 5'8" senior runs down the missed shot. Result now is Damaris Wolf, who's had now 8 points in the game, back to the free throw line where she's 2 for 4 on the night. Both times, Dave, she's missed her first of 2 shots. Make that 3 times.
Leads all scorers right now with 7. As Kennedy Gephardt checks back in the lineup. As Rose will take a break.
I always hate when a scoreboard and eye differential are different on our scorebook. I thought Damaris Wolf had a 3-pointer in the first half as well. She either has 8 or 9, but like I said now, Dave, 8-point lead for the Wildcats. The Redskins have yet to shoot a field goal here in the third quarter.
There's a shot blocked and stolen away by Pranger. She blocks Gephardt's shot.
And
Kogi
down with a rebound.
It goes out of bounds to go to Fort Laramie. But the first field goal attempt is a great
Challenge.
defensive
Yeah.
play.
Wasn't open by any stretch. They take it at Pranger. She plays good defense, and Fort Laramie now in a scoring drought of their own. They've yet to score here in the third quarter.
24-16. They're down by 8. There's another one off the foot. We're going to have a substitution. Heather Ireland, senior, with her first action of the night. Also 42, Marissa Myring in the game as Coach Siegel trying to find the right combination for her Lady Redskins.
Let's get into that part of the game, Dave. 8-point lead here with Minster. Their defense has been solid. They found a little bit of rhythm in their offense here with 6 points in the first 3.5 minutes, so a couple buckets here by the Wildcats would make it very difficult.
Lob to Pranger and in. Assist by Allie Fisher. And the ball almost doesn't go out of bounds. Fort Laramie able to save it. Ratterman across the timeline. They have the numbers. Pull up. Shot there by Ireland. Kogi with the rebound. Up ahead to Wolf.
A shot, Dave, is pretty quick in transition. Not that it was a bad shot. Heather Ireland got a good look. It was one of the rare open shots they've had, but she just came into the game. Tough spot for her to be in it. Unfortunately for the Redskins, it doesn't go and gives the ball right back to the Wildcats.
Minster currently on an 8-0 run here to start the second half. Fisher open for the 3. Short, gets her own rebound, kicks it to Damaris Wolf. Contact and it rolls in. Again, Fisher with the offensive rebound, results in points.
Second chance opportunity. Damaris Wolf avoids the charge and scores the ball, and another somewhat unforced turnover, the 6th of the quarter.
As the Minster fans come to their feet, a Timeout on the floor. We'll take a break with them. You're watching Girls Tournament Basketball here on NK Toko Sports.
For over 27 years, the knowledgeable, reliable, and experienced staff at Lamb's Insurance Agency has been providing superior auto and home insurance to the people of West Central Ohio and Indiana. The team's understanding of the agricultural community and farming operations is second to none. We support the local communities because we are, well, local. If you are looking for excellent claim service, stop by or call today for your quote. Lamb's Insurance Agency, representing Ohio Mutual Insurance Group.
At Joint Township District Memorial Hospital, your comfort and care is our #1 priority. Our surgical nerve blocks are a great way to reduce pain and can be used for arm, shoulder, hip, knee, ankle, and foot surgeries. The nerve blocks decrease the stress of surgery on your body, requires less anesthesia and pain medications, and in many cases can offer relief for several days. Visit grandlakehealth.org for details on all of our services.
Timeout by Fort Laramie, 3:49 to go. Minster up by 12. Jeff, we talked about these first few minutes were key, and they've been big here for Minster.
Well, Minster scores right now a 10-0 run for them. They put some points on the board. They've forced Fort Laramie into 6 turnovers. Fort Laramie's only taken 2 shots so far. And Minster's had a couple multiple look possessions. Allie Fisher's kept a couple of those alive with some rebounds on missed shots, and Minster's been able to come up with some scores, and that has opened up this game a bit right now from a 2-point halftime lead to a 12-point Minster Wildcat lead.
Chance to add to that lead. Pranger to the basket and in. This is similar to what Minster did against New Bremen in district, where it was close at halftime and they were on fire in the second half. There's a steal by Pranger. Pass ahead, Falk. Fisher is fouled.
Wildcats right now beating the Redskins down the floor. Minster passing the ball well. And Fort Laramie having a heck of a time running their offense, trying to find open players, and Minster Wildcat defenders right in every passing lane.
And Minster's defense is dominating like they were in the first half, but they've been able to find some openings on the offensive end as Fisher hits the first free throw.
Fisher, her first points of the game. And she's had a nice job of the
floor
loose ball
game,
stuff.
yeah.
Yes, coming up with a couple offensive rebounds here in this quarter.
In this streak here, there's been a lot of key plays that she's been a part of. Assists, offensive rebounds, or so on. This is the second one.
Well, if there's ever been a huge possession, this is going to be one of them for the Redskins. They've got to find a way, the final 3 minutes of the third quarter, to put some points on the board. They've dug themselves a huge hole.
If they can cut it to like half here and make it doable in the fourth quarter, and there's the start, is Myron with a pull-up.
Myron now with 8 points.
Cuts the lead to 13.
We go 5.5 minutes in the third quarter until their first points are put on the board.
Lob to Pranger, an excellent pass by Damaris Wolf. At the angle we're at, there was a very small margin to get that basketball in. Holscher to the hoop, bangs it home. Off the backboard, Holscher answers.
Her first points of the game. Again, much needed. They have to answer every Minster score and come up with some points when Minster doesn't score.
Wolf in the lane, too strong. There's another offensive rebound. Third chance here for the Wildcats, and the pass a little bit too hard.
Third Minster turnover of the quarter and a break for the Redskins. They had a nice flurry here with Myring and also Holscher scoring the multiple, or I should say back-to-back possessions. You mentioned you can't get them all back at once. They trail by 13, minute 47 to go. You like it to get in single digits the final 8 minutes.
And the last 2 possessions, Fort Laramie has scored.
Right, Myring and then Holscher.
So we'll see what they can do here against the stingy Minster defense. Holscher, drive, kick out to Raspman. Oldhouse looking for the good shot. Rashman to Ratterman, Holdhouse. Not much open as they run through their offense. Rose off the glass. And Dana Rose with a big basket.
Hasn't had a lot of opportunity on the varsity end, but boy, she's made it pay off. She's just her 5th or 6th game of the season she's gotten to play varsity, and she's averaging nearly 6 points in those 6 games.
And a big basket there for Rose and the Redskins. Like to mention, NK Toko Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays high school girls basketball on NK Toko Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. If you've missed the first replay, that's Tuesday, March 13th at 6. The second replay is Wednesday, March 14th at 8 p.m. You can watch this and all the games on demand when you want by going to www.nktoko.net. Just under a minute to go in the third quarter on our First National Bank scoreboard. Minster up by 11.
Good timeout by Coach Wish. You think, why? Well, it's 11. Well, Fort Laramie scored now their last 3 possessions, I believe, in a row. You want to make sure your team with under a minute to go doesn't give the Redskins a lot of momentum going into the final 8 minutes. So good timeout. Minster had a good start to this third quarter. Fort Laramie is finally, if you want to say, I won't say woken up, but able to get some offensive opportunities, and they've scored. So a little bit of life here for the Redskins, and Minster will try to end that streak with a jump shot here.
Short by Ivy Wolf, and a foul underneath the basket. Looks like it'll go against the Redskins. No, against the Wildcats. So an opportunity here for Fort Laramie to cut into single digits, as you mentioned.
Yeah, they've been pretty efficient the past 3 possessions. A dangerous pass.
A steal by Kogi.
One of those cross-court passes where the defender actually is closer to the ball.
Another block. This time by Fort Laramie and by Holdhouse. And Abby is fouled on her way to the hoop.
Holdhouse blocked the shot, that end, rebounds it, and then draws the foul. Going down the court, good aggressive play as the foul goes against Minster's Courtney Pringer, her 3rd foul against Pringer.
As 3rd foul against Pringer, she stays in the game. Kogi leaves, they're going to actually get Toby in the game, as they'll let Pringer get out with 3 fouls here at the end of the third quarter. Big chance here for Fort Laramie. Holscher splits the defenders, misses the shot. Toby with the rebound.
A good look, it would have been a huge bucket.
I imagine Minster will play for 1 here. Down to 15 seconds. Wolf to Hoying. Down to 9 seconds. Into the corner, Falk fakes, drives, rolls off. Rebound Fort Laramie, 1 second. Raspman tosses one up. We played 3 quarters of basketball here in the regional finals. On our First National Bank scoreboard, Minster 32, Fort Laramie 22. We'll be right back.
Moran Refrigeration in St. Mary's is celebrating 70 years in business. We are committed to offering you top name brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid, Samsung, Fisher & Paykel, and Speed Queen. Come in and experience the one-on-one personal service that you won't get from big box stores. Our delivery and installation specialist will assure you that your purchases arrive safely and are installed properly. Moran Refrigeration, exceeding your expectations.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
8 minutes of basketball remain in this regional final. Minster with an 11-point lead.
Well, the Redskins, Dave, trailed by as many as I think 12 or 13. It's still an 11-point game, but Redskins took forever to get some offensive points on the board, and then they probably scored in 3 of their last 4 possessions, so they're going to need that rhythm to stay with them here at the start of the fourth quarter.
Rose shot is blocked by Toby. Toby with a block and a rebound in the little time she's been in here in the last minute. Minster scored the first 13 points of the second half. Hoying with a shot, long 2. Janae Hoying stretches the lead back to 13. Stolen away. Wolf against Holscher and is fouled. Another turnover, this time a bad turnover that results in maybe points the other side.
Fort Loramie's had a number of turnovers in this game. They had 8 more in the third quarter, now 9 in the second half. Add that to the 18 in the first, 27 on the game. Not all of them, or most of them, fortunately for the Redskins, have been dead ball turnovers. And this time, Wolf able to get one in transition, but boy, she struggled a little bit from the free throw line. She's been to 4 times for 2-shot opportunities. Every time up, she's missed her first free throw. So every time she's made her second one. So
we'll see if that streak can continue.
3 for 6 coming up to this attempt, or this trip. Now 3 of 7. And she's a good free throw shooter at 77%.
And she hits the second. Lead now at 14. Biggest lead, I believe, was 15. Bratterman with the basketball. Myrie will be called for the travel. Kogi will check back in the lineup. Replace Wolf. 7 minutes to go. Minster's been waiting on this since a year ago when they lost in the regional finals against Jackson Center. Had the lead in that game in the fourth quarter before a good Jackson Center team came back. Hoying up ahead. They're able to break the pressure.
Good job by Janae Hoying, number 40, a 5'4" freshman. Kind of going through the Fort Loramie defense. Took care of the basketball. And now Minster in no hurry with a 14-point lead. You like to not necessarily stall, but definitely take some time off the clock and
try
not to have a turnover.
Pass through the lane, stolen by Rose. To the basket, Gephardt. Rose with a follow. And Dana Rose will shoot 2 foul shots.
Rose has been kind of scrappy in her limited minutes. Saw her play a tournament game in Sydney, one of their opening round games, and very aggressive. And cousin to the very good Rose girl that played here.
Darian Rose, a few years back. Aggressive play as she misses the first foul shot. She had the steal on the other end. Kennedy Gephardt back in and Ivy Wolf in for the Wildcats. Second one by Rose. Rolls off. Toby with another rebound.
Those are points the Redskins need as the clock. Plenty of time left, but you're going to think Minster's going to probably run some clock. Need 14 points to tie. Need a steal like right there in transition. Fort Loramie just can't come up with it.
Minster in their 3-guard offense right now with Wolf, Fisher, and Hoying. Fisher will launch a 3, but Hoying comes up with a rebound. A lot of key offensive rebounds by Minster here in this half. Lob up ahead. Tried to go to Toby. They will call the foul on Fort Loramie. That will go against 32, Hattie Meyer.
Meyer just 5 feet 5 inches tall, got stuck trying to defend Paige Toby 6'1", and seeing the ball was coming her direction, trying to defend, and in doing so pushed Toby out of the way a little bit, or also would have been a Minster turnover, but the foul goes against Hattie Meyer, her second, team 5th.
Fort Loramie has 6 players on the floor, and they able to get the last one off. Looks like Fort Loramie has gone with their starters right now, and there'll be a shuffle of the feet there by Fisher.
Second, fourth quarter turnover. Minster had 10 in the first half, 3 in the third quarter, 2 in the fourth, so 15 for the game. somewhat a high number, but Fort Laramie has had 28, so nearly twice as many Fort Laramie turnovers.
Past Holdhouse, good defense there by Toby.
Trying to find Abby Holdhouse, and Holdhouse, averaging 7 points a game, has taken 1 shot tonight. Just not been able to get her the ball inside.
Holscher as they lob it into Kenzie.
Nice play, but again, they missed 2 free throws their last time down. Now they don't get that basket. Now we'll have to go to the foul line to get some points there.
And they're already down by 14. You're running out of opportunities, but this gives them an opportunity to score with the clock stopped as the first one rolls in.
Holscher with 3 points all here in the second half. 5'10" freshman, averages 8 a game.
You know, we're talking about shooting. We've done a lot of games through the years there. I've watched a lot of games. I never think anybody shoots real well. I always think the background's a little different. You know, you got the end zone seats, if you will. You know, most not too many have stage seating on the end. Usually just have a wall on the end, and I just think it's a tough place if you're not used to come here and play and really shoot lights out. Of course, the defense has had a lot to do with the shooting also, but.
Yeah, good point. It's always a different backdrop, and if you can concentrate and just aim on the rim or, you know, all that helps. But boy, the defenses, when they're in your face and make you work for it to get open, that comes into play to sometimes cause some poor shooting numbers.
Turnaround Kogi, too strong. Rebound Holscher. Down by 13, 5 minutes to go. Raspin in and out. Wildcats the other way. Not sure at some point you're going to stall, but at some time they're going to run some clock. If you go 30 seconds of possession. Wolf to the hole and gets the friendly roll.
Kind of an awkward approach to the basket, but Ivy Wolf, her 6th point, and does what you need to do. Get the ball up on the glass, give it a chance to go in. Had some contact on her that kind of, if you will, threw her off balance a little bit, but able to get the ball off the glass for her 6th point and a 15-point lead.
And the turnover. As Coach Siegel holds her hands on her head. It's been frustrating for the bench, and another turnover caused by the Minster defense.
29 in the game.
Of course, Minster and Fort Laramie played each other early this season. Minster won by 9, and they'll call a turnover there, travel on Hoying.
Not enough room to go up the sideline. A little bit of contact by the defenders, not enough to warrant a foul. Minster gives it up, their 3rd TO of the 4th quarter.
Just getting at, of the 5 tournament opponents Minster's played, 4 of them have been teams they played in the regular season, including tonight as that pass goes out of bounds. They had a rematch against New Knoxville, against New Bremen, against Fort Recovery, and against now Fort Laramie. The only one's Tri-Village that wasn't a rematch. Every one of the rematches, Minster has won in the rematch more than they won in the regular season. And right now they are leading by 15 if they can maintain that.
That would hold true then for this game as well.
But right now there's still a half of a quarter to go. 3 by Wolf. Rebound Abby Holdhouse. Chance for Fort Laramie. 2-on-1. Myring in, and a timeout, Coach Siegel. Be a full timeout. You're watching girls tournament basketball here on NK Telco Sports.
The big game is right around the corner. Are you ready for it? Come into Francis Furniture and find the right fit for you and your friends in our La-Z-Boy Comfort Studio. With La-Z-Boy Premier sofa and sectionals, you can custom order a look that's just your style. Choose from hundreds of decorator fabrics or choose genuine leather for its luxurious feel and durability. Come into Francis Furniture today, the area's only La-Z-Boy Comfort Studio.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
3:46 to go, and Minster still leading by 13 points.
Well, they've been able to answer any type of Fort Loramie attack. There hasn't been much. Fort Loramie's put together some possessions of offense, but not enough, and Minster most of the times have been able to answer. Some pressure now put up by the Redskins, hoping to get a quick steal and score.
Able to break the pressure. Wolf. Now they won't be very quick to shoot here. I say that, and Thiem puts up a shot and hits it. Coach West is probably saying, oh no, and then he shook his fist like, yes.
Just like we drew up in timeout. Probably thinking, well, they're not going to expect us to score, but boy, a big bucket by Kendra Thiem. Averages a bucket a game for the 5'9" senior and a 15-point lead.
Just 3:16 away from going to state. Be the first time in 8 years for Minster, and that's not a long time, but Minster's had some very good teams that have fallen just a little short. And they're wanting to go back on Thursday. Fort Loramie has to make a run if they can, and there will be, I will say it goes off of Minster, will say Fort Loramie basketball.
And Minster would play
the winner of Waterford. They play at 3 o'clock, the second game. Okay. At the shot, they play the winner of, let me see if I can find the bracket.
Sorry, I thought you
Waterford and Fairfield Christian. Waterford's the defending state champ. They ranked number 1. Fairfield Christian is the other one. They're playing in Pickerington right now. I have no idea who's playing that. And if I find my sheet, I'll give you the other ones. One of the other teams on the other side of the bracket is Ottoville, a team that Minster's beaten earlier this year by 1, and there's a steal by Pranger.
I was thinking, he said one of the teams, maybe it was Division 3, Elyria Catholic.
They are in Division 3.
But that was a team Minster lost to in that shootout of the holiday tournament.
There's a foul in the backcourt. Yeah, Minster has not lost to any Division 4 teams, and they want that streak to continue the rest of the way. And their 3 losses have been to 3 Division 3 teams. Anna has had a good year, and then Versailles and Elyria Catholic, and those 2 teams are meeting in the state semifinal, the first game next week. Right now, business to take care of. 2:30 to go. Minster with a 15-point lead. Right now, just playing keep away from the Lady Redskins. Boing dribbles it around. Minster fans like it as they clap this ball handling as Ivy Wolf will be fouled. I think the fans are standing up. They're starting to figure out they may have to take off work on Thursday, making their plans on Thursday to go to the shot. You have Kogi and Toby in the game, also Falk. With 2:10 to go as Ivy Wolf with the 1-and-1. Misses the first one, or misses the front end. Fort Loramie the other way. Fort Loramie's had a great year. Have won 17 of 18 since Christmas. And there's shot blocked and a foul. Fort Loramie, a very young team, Jeff. A lot of freshmen and sophomore. They'll be back. 22-5. No juniors on the varsity, so they will have a lot of, it's tough for the seniors, but a lot of bright days ahead for Fort Loramie. They battled Minster tough in the first half, but the early second half has made the difference in this game.
Yeah, that scoring drought, which they could not have allowed, happened to them, and it was a very bad stretch in that opening third quarter as Holthouse exits the court.
Senior, that'll be probably her last time playing for Fort Loramie, as Hoyne cans the first. All the other seniors, Heather Ireland, Grace Ruenkamp, Hattie Meyer, along with Holthouse. I'd like to congratulate them on their season and wish them good luck in the future. A good season for the Redskins, but right now the game is going to be won by the Wildcats, barring a last-second miracle on another turnover. I found the other side of the brackets, Jeff. On the other side of the state brackets, Lipsick is playing Ottoville. That's a matchup of league opponents in the Putnam County League. Minster beat Ottoville in a classic by 1 point earlier this year. And then Dalton plays Buckeye Central. That's at Massillon Perry. So those are the matchups with this game, and the other one is Waterford and Fairfield Christian Academy. Those two winners will meet in the second game. Right now, Minster putting the wraps on a regional final, a tough win. People might see this score, Jeff, and think, oh, Minster had an easy game. No, it was a battle, a 2-point game at halftime.
And a big third quarter really opened up the game. Minster outscores Fort Laramie 15-6 in the third quarter, and that's really basically the difference that we're seeing here. The 2-point lead went to 11, and that's basically hovered around there most of this fourth quarter. Fort Laramie not been able to make a real consistent threat here in the final 8 minutes.
Heather Arleman, senior, in and out on the first free throw, as Courtney Pranger will check back in for Taylor Kogi. Wolf in for Falk. Arleman with the second chance. It's the second.
Her first point of the game for the 5'7" senior.
Wolf up ahead to Fisher. To Hoying to Fisher. Back to Hoying. They like this three-guard offense as they try to run out the clock. The three good ball handlers, and Wolf is fouled.
Taylor Rowderman will commit her 5th foul. So Rowderman will finish tonight with 5 points, all in the first half. Just a 5'6" sophomore, one of those players, as you said, will be back for Coach Siegel next season.
She gets a hand, as Taylor was honorable mention. Shelby County League along with Hattie Meyer. Wolf with the first. At some point here, I imagine we'll see most of the players get in here.
Wolf, a good free throw shooter. Missed a few front ends of one-on-ones the first couple trips here in the fourth quarter. Makes good on those two. She's now 4 for 6 on the night from the free throw line.
Bolsher with the drive off the glass, too strong. Pranger with the rebound and is fouled. But when you talk about Minster and Fort Laramie, by and large, the two best girls programs in this area of the state.
Yeah, especially the last few years or since 2000. I don't know how far you want to go back, but you look up combined records, winning percentage, championships, league, state appearances and such. That's why I call this maybe the state tournament, if you will, from this area. It's what the regional final usually is.
Yeah, Fort Laramie, this is their 8th regional final in the last 9 years. And then we'll have a bunch of substitutions here. Fort Laramie faithful gives their players a standing ovation as they leave. They appreciate the effort. This wasn't meant to be for the Lady Redskins. They played their heart out. And now Minster will do the same. Carly Richard in the game. Reagan Webker, Courtney Ernst. Everybody will get in the lineup. A lot of hugs on both teams. One side, happier hugs than the other side. You have Avery Wolf, 44, in the game, as the Minster Wildcats will make it to state. She rolls the second one. First time since 2010. Also Lily Pelletier. Minster won state in 98-2004, lost by 1 in 2010. They will have the chance to play in the state Final Four with the win tonight over Fort Laramie. We've got a minute to play here. Imwale with the basketball, will drive, put up a shot, and in. Macy Imwale with the basket.
Good drive, or good job drawing some contact. Heard the whistle. Throw it up high up in the air, give it a nice chance to go in. She did exactly that for the 5'7" sophomore.
This is a free throw. Pelletier gives it up to Richard. 48 seconds to go. Reagan Whipker to Courtney Ernst. Whipker back to, now Wolf to Ernst. 35 seconds. Minster will go to 24-3 on the season. They've won their 10th in a row. And this is now their 20th time they have won them, and they've scored 42 points or more. That ball will go out of bounds to Fort Laramie. With 16 seconds to go, Fort Laramie will end their season a very good 22-6. A lot of players will be returning. And their season, they won 17 of their last 19 games since Christmas.
Really came together once they kind of got, the early season is always tough when you're trying to mix younger kids in and such, and found a rhythm, even change your lineup a bit here and there, and still earned the Shelby County Athletic League title, or share of it. Won the title. And
Carly Richard will dribble it out. The Minster Wildcats are regional champions, and they are on to state. The final on the First National Bank scoreboard, Minster 44, Fort Laramie 28. We'll be back to wrap it up here on NK Telco Sports.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Here's the thing. If you're the kind of guy who eats, sleeps, and breathes farming, who gets up at dawn, determined to get the best crop and the best yield, why surrender to the mercy of the water table? Cy Schwiederman Incorporated can lower your water table to an average of 2 to 3 feet below the surface, allowing you to grow stronger, healthier plants that root deeper, that are more resilient to the elements, that enable longer growing seasons, and can produce higher results in the fields and in your pocket. Trust CSI, your drainage experts since 1946.
Welcome back. About to give the regional runner-up and finalist awards. The runners-up, the Fort Laramie Lady Redskins. Seniors will come up. 4 seniors, as you see, will get the award. Regional runners-up, congratulations to the Lady Redskins. They capped their season at 22-6. Fine season for the Lady Redskins, and now the regional champions in Division 4, the Minster Wildcats. The 5 seniors take the trophy, show it to the crowd with big smiles on their faces. Wildcats win 44-28 over Fort Laramie. We'll take a quick break and we'll have the net cutting ceremony when we return here on NK Telco Sports.
Brand presence is everything. Is it time to create a video that promotes your business? NK Telco has the solution with NKT Productions. NKT Productions can create a national caliber commercial or video specifically to your business needs and demographics. Utilize NK Telco ad insertion and your video is made available to 6,000 plus subscribers in 8 local communities on 23 major networks. Take advantage of the overwhelming traffic that video gets. Visit nktelco.net for more information. New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler, with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community, with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Welcome back as Minster starts the net cutting ceremony. Net cutting ceremonies are always fun, but cutting them at the regional finals mean you're going to go to state.
Kendra Thien up there right now hit a 2-point bucket in the fourth quarter. One of those times we thought hold it out. She hit the jump shot and became a good shot, good bucket for Thien. And
Taylor Kogi will go up the ladder.
Had 6 points on the night.
Was injured at the district final. Sat out on Thursday, but I'm sure she's glad she's here. Did a nice job here at this regional final. On her way to play at Ohio Northern next year, so if we continue, we'll have that on NK Telco Sports. Lady Polar Bears, as Paige Toby follows up the ladder.
Ohio Northern program very strong the recent 4, 5, 6 years under Coach Michelle Durand, and good luck to her as her college career, but obviously now her high school career not over yet.
Reagan Whipker, 5'9" senior, getting her a piece of the net as well, as the Wildcats will go to state. 4th time in program history, 1st time since 2010. They'll go in ranked number 4. Now Allie Fisher
only had a point on the scoreboard tonight, Dave, but boy, in the third quarter when Minster opened it up, she came up with some key offensive rebounds, second chance opportunity for her teammates. So doesn't always matter what you do in the score column, but she came up with some big loose ball rebounds, and that was a big third quarter for the Wildcats. They outscored Fort Loramie 15-6.
5 seniors are complete. Now the juniors. Damaris Wolf, and Damaris will be our player of the game tonight.
Very consistent night. 3 points in the first quarter, 2 in the second, 6 in the third, and a point in the fourth, total of 12. Shot pretty well from the field, hit a couple threes. Struggled a bit on the free throws. Shot 8, made 4, but congratulations, Damaris Wolf, our player of the game, number 32 for the Wildcats.
Now number 20 to Jessica Falk. And
didn't score. She had a nice drive to the basket in the third quarter and didn't cash in, but boy, showed her ability to take it to the cup.
I think she hasn't started much of the year, but she was named honorable mention max, so to get that as a substitute, she's earned a lot of respect through the league. Danielle Barhorst.
Remember her from our semifinal game, hit a three-pointer when the offenses were needing help, and that was her second three-pointer of the season and did not score tonight. But you never know when your chance is going to be called upon.
So I have Lily Pelletier. Jeff, as we're going along here, I'll kind of mention the names. You want to go through the stats as we go along here.
Okay.
We'll throw up the stats as we do this.
Yeah, field goal shooting for Minster Wildcats. They were 15 of 41. Fort Loramie 11 of 29. Three-point range, Minster 2 of 9. Fort Loramie just 1 of 2. So not a lot of perimeter shooting for either team. Free throw margin, Wildcats finish the game just 12 of 21, a little bit below the percentage of 71% on the season. They do make 12 of 21. Fort Loramie 5 of 12. Rebounding margin, Minster with 25, Fort Loramie with 32. The big stat goes to the turnovers, 18 for Minster and 32 turnovers for Fort Loramie. When you have that many turnovers, it's tough to get your offense in rhythm. And Fort Loramie actually fortunate maybe to only be down by 2 points at halftime. We talked about the limited opportunities and still in the ball game at half. The third quarter, though, the difference And then it was just play catch-up when they couldn't make the big run that they needed to.
Juniors are done. It was 14 Carly Richard, number 5 Courtney Ernst. Now the sophomores, Avery Wolf played mostly on JV on the varsity roster. Here for the tournament run. It's a very successful JV team, only lost one all year, and that was to Fort Laramie.
A very good program, and here's Courtney Pringer now, 6'2" junior, had a nice night, 12 points. And had a nice third quarter. They went to her big time, or more times in the third. She scored 6 of her 15 on 3 of 4 in the third quarter to help open that big lead at the third quarter.
And if I have that right, I think Minster scored the first 13 points of the half, I believe, 11 or 13. They outscored them
for sure.
They outscored them 15 to 6, and
Fort Laramie didn't score their 6 till late in the third quarter.
Again, the final score: Minster 44, Fort Laramie 28. Now a lot of the sophomores that are on the JV team that practice with the team during the week. There's not enough spots. You can only have a 15-person roster. Right now, they are getting their part of the net.
Minster outscores Fort Laramie in the second half, 26-12. So a 14-point spread.
That was the difference in the ball game. Again, it was just a 2-point game at halftime. Janae Hoying, freshman.
3 points in the game, Dave, all of them in the fourth quarter.
She was kind of moved up to varsity about in the Anna game about 10 games ago, and thinking an effort to get more offense, and she has done the job. Has had some big games, had the game-winning shot against Fort Recovery at the end of the regular season. Now Ivy Wolf, the freshman, has had a great season, has started all the games.
She right at her season average, just under 9 points a game, finishes tonight with 8. Struggled a bit in the free throw line. When you're an 89% shooter, you can't miss many. She was 4 of 6, but did a nice job running the offense for the Minster Wildcats, just a sophomore.
And then I think we have Andrew Wiss, son of the head coach Mike Wiss, getting his souvenir. Of course, around the program a lot. So you'll get a lot of the managers here that will get their.
Want to go down Fort Laramie's scoring. They were led, their only player in double figure, and that goes to our player of the game, number 42 on the roster, Marissa Meyering. She finishes with 10 points, our player of the game. Thank you to NK Telco Sports for that. Other players scoring for the Redskins: Kennedy Gephardt, 5 points. Taylor Rademan, 5 points. 3 from Kenzie Holscher, 2 from Macy Imwally and Dana Rose, and 1 from Heather Eilerman, their total of 28. Congratulations, Marissa Meyering, player of the game for the Fort Laramie Redskins.
So congratulations to Fort Laramie. They end their season in 22-6. Again, Minster will play the winner of Waterford and Fairfield Academy. That'll be the second game at 3 o'clock at the Shot. The first game will be the winner of the other 2 regionals at Massillon's Buckeye Central and Dalton. And the other one was Lipsick against Ottoville. Ottoville ranked number 2. They will play the first game. If you're going from Minster, you can see both games. They don't clear the gym between games in the semifinals for the girls.
That kind of makes it nice versus the boys, where after every game you must clear the gym. Girls, 1 ticket, 2 games, and divisions 3 and 4 are both on Thursday.
Yeah, and the other thing is you get great seats at the girls. You get the lower bowl, and they have it divided into 4 is what they do for the 4 semifinal teams, and you get great seats on that. So if you're not sure if you want to go, you're not sure if you're going to get great seats. I've been there for girls semifinals before, and they are great seats down at the Shot. So an opportunity for you. Again, everybody trying to get their last piece of the souvenir. Score by quarter in today's game. At the end of the first quarter, Minster led 12-8. At halftime, it was just 18-16, and the biggest lead in the first half by Minster is just 6. Third quarter is big. Minster outscored Fort Laramie 15-6 for 33-22 at the end of 3, and the final score, Minster 44, Fort Laramie 28. Minster goes to 24-3, have won 10 in a row. Fort Laramie ends the season at 22-6. So, fine season for the Lady Redskins. As the net cutting ceremony keeps going, we'll hang on for a bit here.
Hoping to get the coaching staff up there soon. Not much nylon left to trim down, and
very veteran coaching staff. Coach Wiss was a longtime JV coach, and he moved up to the varsity ranked.
Might have one of the more tenured assistant coaches on anyone's roster around the area.
As Coach Nan Steckschulte, who had stepped down and decided she wanted to be back. She didn't like to sit in the stands and watch. She wanted to be part of it, wanted to just be an assistant, and a great her there. Also Duff Hemmelgarn. Those three have been on the bench together for a lot of years together, as well as Darren Goodwin as well, the JV coach the last couple years. I think his record as a coach, JV coach, he's only lost 1 in 2 years. So
pretty good farm system, and that's what it's all about, giving people a chance to play, and as you make your mark, you get to move up. It's all about competition.
Minster started this season 12-0. They were, at that point, they lost 3 of 5. They lost to Elyria Catholic. Then they beat New Bremen and Ottoville in 2 very close games. Then they lost to Versailles and Anna within 3 days. They regrouped, reset, and moved on from there. Now have won 10 straight. We will wrap it up here. Congratulations to the Minster Wildcats as they are regional champions. On camera tonight, Tom Sharp, our producer Isaac Sell, my partner Jeff Hench, and I'm Dave Kanapke. Congratulations to the Minster Wildcats.